receive, so we'll see young Elijah Brown at quarterback first for Stanford. Caleb Carson kicks it. Tiger Bachmeier back there, and he lets it sail over his head, and Stanford will begin their first drive at their own 25-yard line. So let's take a look at Elijah Brown, modern day high school, 42-2 as a high school player, starting quarterback all 4 years at a very storied program, one of the top recruits in the country at his position.
Yeah, not a lot of reps at the college level, but, you know, big-time high school program with some big-time players that surrounded him. And this young man has shown time and time again that he can handle whatever of the outside noise that's thrown at him.
There's Ashton Daniels as well. Ashton will play in this game. We'll see both quarterbacks. You can see a third quarterback in Lamson as well. Play action for Brown. Tosses to the sideline to Io Manor and picks up 6 yards on the play.
When you look at a young quarterback, just the recognition, seeing Io Manor out there and recognizing the DB's off coverage, nice easy throw out to the flat to bring up to get some positive yards.
2nd and 4 for the Cardinal. Micah Ford up the middle. Picks him about 2 yards. Bryce Gaines on the tackle. 3rd down and short upcoming.
I like that play called by head coach Troy Taylor, allowing the offensive line to get physical, try to create some movement, running the ball in the tackle box. If Stanford's going to find success to win today, it's going to be getting the run game going first and then allowing your quarterbacks to push the ball down the field and pick apart this defense.
Stanford struggling on 3rd downs, although they will go for it on 4th down. They have the 2nd most 4th down attempts in FBS at the moment. 2 tight ends for Stanford. Quick toss and sails it over the head of Mosley. And 4th down and short upcoming for Stanford. Will they stay on the field? Nope, the punt unit is coming out.
I know Elijah Brown wants that one back. Mosley was wide open. Got to throw a better ball and allow your wide receiver to go get some yards after the catch. Look for them to come back to that, because I believe Wake Forest is going to play off coverage and try to keep everything in front of them as this game progresses.
Taylor Moore set to receive. The 2nd leading punt returner in Wake Forest history. Backpedals and fair catches it inside the 15-yard line. A 53-yard punt, no return. And Wake Forest will take the field here in just a moment. Hank Bachmeier, the starting quarterback.
Hank's been doing a really good job this year coming in and transferring. Played at Boise State, played at La Tech. He's now had to learn his 3rd offense, and he's done an exceptional job of really putting guys in a great position to succeed and bringing some veteran presence to this offense.
They talked about how he adapted to the culture very quickly at Wake Forest. Bachmeier's brother, Tiger, in this game as well. And a quick toss to Mays near the 20-yard line. Nice chunk of change there, 6-yard gain.
Both teams starting this first play of the game, throwing the ball. You know, it's trying to put pressure on these DBs because they both have struggled on their back ends. I like the game plan that I'm seeing.
2nd and 4 for Bachmeier. A lot of tickets for the Bachmeier family for this one. A toss there to the outside to Horatio Fields, breaks a tackle, picks up the 1st down as he's taken out of bounds or rides out of bounds at the 35-yard line, a 15-yard gain.
Bachmeier does a great job putting it on Fields. Fields just drop steps. It's the quick movement to get upfield and get those yards after the catch.
There's Claiborne. Big hole on the right side. Breaks through. Almost got away, but gets into Stanford territory. You see the burst we were talking about. A 19-yard gain. Mitch Lieber with the shoestring tackle.
So much of what Wake Forest does is just have guys jump out. You see Cameron Height, the tight end, he jumps out, creates a bigger hole for Claiborne, and he goes and gets an explosive.
Bachmeier awaiting the snap on 1st down. There's the slow mesh. Claiborne breaks through the initial line of the defense. Mitch Lieber brought him down after a gain of 5. And that slow mesh, Orlando, we talked to the staff of Stanford, Bobby April, their defensive coordinator, and Claiborne kind of limping off there real quick.
Got some tough yardage in between the tackle.
And now he's on the
down.
ground. Yeah, now he's on the ground.
Such a big part of what this team does offensively. Hopefully that young man is able to come back in the game and it's not a serious injury.
They'll check on Claiborne. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to Stanford Stadium. Some positive news. DeMond Claiborne walking off on his own power, and he is in the tent.
Massive part of this offense at the end of this run. Just looks like, you know, that it gets congested. A lot of guys taking some hits. See a little knee to the back at the end of that.
And here's that slow mesh. Tate Carney in it. Running back now. Quick toss there to Taylor Morin over the middle. Another first down, but a flag on the play at the 36-yard line. "12-yard gain if it stands." Our lead official today, Justin Elliott.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense number 54. 5-yard penalty. It's second down. Please put 11:53 on the game clock. 11:53.
Matt Gulbin, the left guard.
This is what the problems present when you run this slow mesh. You're going to see the left guard right in the middle of your screen, 54. Matt Gulbin just gets a little too far down the field. Got to fix that. That's a timing issue. How to be a little slower moving forward to not get that penalty.
Held the mesh a little too long there. Bachmeier with time, good protection, tosses it to Fields. Fields out of bounds inside the 35, but another flag on the play. 14-yard gain if it holds. By the way,
pass interference. Offense number 5. 15-yard penalty, second down.
That's Fields who caught the ball, and you wonder why he was so open.
He's been really good this year, working the sidelines. A lot of his yards come from the quick passing game. Didn't really see where the PI occurred, but as I would imagine, probably at the top of the route, pushed off, to create a little bit more separation.
So not good news for Wake Forest at the moment as they're going backwards. Some positive some positive momentum though in regards to Claiborne. He's out of the 10, so we'll see if he returns to the game. Bachmeier with time. He's going to tuck it and run, and taken down after a short gain by Tafiti. 3-yard gain.
Really good job by Stanford's defense. Just all 11 guys locking in. This is what you call a coverage sack. Hank Bachmeier looking downfield, has nowhere to go with the football. Everybody on Stanford's defense doing a great job keying in and not giving them an option or outlet down the field.
Carney still in the backfield for Claiborne. Bachmeier, great protection again. Launches it, sails it over the head of Fields. Incomplete. Aaron Morris in coverage. 4th down, and Wake Forest will be forced to punt.
Wake Forest has to, tighten up offensively. The self-inflicted wounds is always going to cost a football team. Had the drive going, and then a couple penalties. Got to clean that up to try to put together a better drive when they come out for the second time.
Ivan Morris set to punt. 20 yards and penalties on that drive. Tiger Bachmeier, Hank's brother, set to receive inside the 15. He'll fair catch it right at the 15-yard line. 42-yard punt, no return. We're scoreless here at the Farm in Palo Alto. Coming up at 8 Eastern, number 22 SMU takes on Duke and Durham. Catch it here on ACC Network or watch it anywhere on the ESPN app. West Durham, Tom Luganville, Dana Boyle on the call at Wallace Wade. Both teams playing great football at the moment. SMU defeated Stanford last week here in Palo Alto.
Head coach Troy Taylor, 5-5 record versus unranked teams, 2-2 this season. He's done a really good job of implementing his offense. A lot of young guys have played in this lineup, and they have put together a really good freshman class, getting some great production.
And there's Coach Clausen on the other side. Third most tenured coach in the ACC at the moment, 11th season at Wake Forest. Brown tosses it to the boundary to Iomanner, and he's wrapped up quickly. A 3-yard gain.
First play of the game was a very similar play, just running an out route, attacking the left side of the field. Now a nice little curl with Iomanner to hook up.
2nd and 7 for Brown.
Shows you how much Coach Taylor trusts Brown, doing a lot at the line of scrimmage.
Wake showing blitz. Brown spins around but gets caught from behind Tackle made there by Branson Combs. The coaches told us all week long he's an impact player, lots of length, lots of athleticism, and you saw him there on the 6-yard loss.
Sideline to sideline, runs really, really well, can do a lot for this defense. You'll see him at that linebacker position, but they will also put him on the defensive line and allow him to rush the quarterback. It just brings a lot all around to this Wake Forest defense. Really a Swiss Army knife.
Got around Connor McLaughlin, the right tackle. The 6'7", fifth-year senior from Tampa. 3rd down and long for Stanford. Pressure coming. Brown takes the hit as he throws, and it's picked off. Devon Patterson picks it off, and Wake Forest will start their next drive deep in Stanford territory.
Patterson taking an opportunity and grabbing the ball, but Elijah Brown takes a big hit from Jasheen Davis, just beats up left tackle Khalil House. And when the quarterback cannot step into the ball, into the throw, the ball doesn't come out. It's not thrown with a lot of accuracy. Patterson really taking advantage of opportunity.
So mistake there for Stanford. 7 takeaways this season for Wake Forest in the bottom third of FBS, but certainly an opportune time at the moment. Damon Claiborne looks like he may have gone to the locker room area. And Tate Carney is in the backfield for Wake Forest.
This changes a lot for this Wake Forest offensively if Claiborne's not able to go. Tate Carney, great running back, more downhill physicality, but Claiborne has been the home run hitter for this offense. Wake Forest probably going to be running a lot more in between the tackles today.
Carney, the redshirt sophomore from North Carolina. Slow mesh. Carney takes it, lowers his shoulder, picks up a couple of yards. Gython Bernadelle on the tackle after a 5-yard gain.
This Wake Forest offensive line right now just generating some really good movement up front. This slow mesh, it is really, really slow. You know, as you can see, Buckmeyer looking around and trying to see if he's going to pull it.
And he pulls this time, launches to the end zone, touchdown! Micah Mays Jr., a 30-yard score. The redshirt freshman from Palm Beach Gardens gets Wake Forest on the board first.
They love Micah Mays Jr. Young guy has really been coming along for this offense. Hank throws him open, adjusts to the football. Great adjustment right here, where Hank throwing that ball right in the middle of the field. Mays tracking the football in the air the whole entire time to go get a touchdown.
Cam Richardson, the true freshman from New Jersey in coverage. Baptism by fire for the Stanford Cardinal. 2 plays, 35 yards. 29 seconds off the clock on that 30-yard touchdown. The extra point is up and good. 7-0 Wake Forest early here at Stanford. Here's the turnover by Brown as he takes the hit.
Multiple guys doing great things, getting to the quarterback, putting a hit on him, and then Patterson coming up huge with the interception. This offense will, for Wake Forest, rewarding the defense, right? You guys take care of your business, give us an extra opportunity, and we're going to go find that end zone. Buckmeyer, great ball to Mays to put 6 on the board, and obviously hitting that extra point as well.
Micah Mays, his first touchdown of the season. Now, if you're Stanford, Orlando, you got a young quarterback out there, get the start. What are you telling him as he gets out there the next time around?
You have to have that short-term memory. Can't dwell on the last series, the interception that happened. I'm telling everybody that's on the offense that they need to do their job longer and harder. You know, talking to Coach Taylor this week, they talked about getting better around whatever quarterback is in there. The pressure is what caused Brown to throw a ball that was not very accurate. So the whole entire offense for Stanford needs to pick this thing up.
Coming up next, the ACC Huddle crew will have a full breakdown of all the afternoon ACC games as they get you ready for SMU and Duke at Wallace Wade at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. They'll have a complete wrap-up of today's action at the conclusion of that primetime matchup. Taylor and the crew will have you covered from Durham. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Marilyn Payne with you here. Elijah Brown back out there. Chris Davis in the backfield with him now. Davis on the left side, tests that side. Able to get some yardage there, picks up 5.
Great job by Davis following his tight end, Sam, 86, and just running some tough physical, getting some tough physical yards with his legs.
Stanford going a little faster. They huddle a lot. They pick up the pressure. Brown launch one down the field, picked off again. Intercepted, a flag on the play. Nick Anderson running it back down the sideline and pushed out of bounds inside the 25. A little too much air under that ball by Brown, but we'll see what the laundry's about. A 36-yard return if it stands.
Pass interference. Defense, number 17. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Zamari Stevenson, the redshirt sophomore out of Statesville, North Carolina, keeps the drive alive for Stanford.
Such a big, explosive play for Wake Forest. I know you want that one back. We're going to see the penalty at the top left of our screen.
Yeah, 2 guys there, 2 white shirts. You can't throw it there.
Elijah Brown needs to settle in and just manipulate this defense with his eyes.
He's had 2 interceptions, one of them called back, obviously, and then he missed Mosley pretty badly earlier. So some nerves for the young man from Mater Dei High School. Tosses it to Ford. Ford now straight ahead. Gets close to the sticks, an 8-yard gain.
Really good play call by Coach Taylor. This is just a quick, easy throw for Elijah Brown and allows Ford to really pick his gap, and some great downfield blocking by the pass catchers of this offense.
Ford and Davis in the backfield now. And Brown swallowed up in the backfield. A loss on the play as he's taken down at the 45, an 8-yard loss.
That ball comes out. Wake Forest being very aggressive with the young freshman Brown. You know, read option situation, and Brown gets caught. Am I handing it off? Am I pulling it? Good job, good heads-up play by this offense getting on that fumble.
Jake Mikla, the center. Here's Brown to Roush. Roush breaking a tackle, trying to break some more, and gets to the 45-yard line. Dylan Hazen brought him down on 3rd down. They'll give him enough for the first down after the 10-yard gain.
Yeah, great job by Brown climbing the pocket, and this is just an exceptional job of going through his progression and finding the check down. And then Sam does the rest. Tough physical run after the catch to move the chains.
Micah Ford in the backfield in the pistol formation. 1st and 10 from the 45 in Wake territory. Brown tripped up, throws it as he falls for Roush, incomplete. Pressure there by Dylan Hazen, the linebacker for Wake Forest out of the Woodlands, Texas.
This offensive line for Stanford needs to be able to block a little bit longer. You have to get the quarterback comfortable in the backfield. And now Wake Forest is playing downhill and beating their guys, their one-on-one matchups, and putting pressure on Brown.
When we talked to Troy Taylor earlier this week, he just talked about their lack of depth there. And honestly, they got to get bigger and stronger, but that's an off-season thing. They got to help them with their technique in season. Ford breaks through into the secondary and has enough for the first down, a 12-yard gain.
This running back room between Chris Brown and Micah Ford, they've been doing a really good job. They are talented young players. Ford just using that acceleration and splitting the defense of Wake Forest. A good, tough run. But to your point, what you were saying earlier, partner, putting this offense in the best position to succeed and doing the things that they do great and more of it.
Ashton Daniels is in the game now. And he's a great runner, and you see it there, weaving through traffic and picks up another first down, an 11-yard gain. Quincy Bryant pushed him out of bounds.
This is the quarterback speed option play where Ashton Brown has Chris Davis. I love the fact at the end of this play when Chris Davis recognizes he's not going to get the ball, he goes and gets an extra block. Great job helping out your quarterback for a nice explosive run on the ground.
And good job by Troy Taylor, the head coach, realizing the young quarterback was struggling a little bit, get the veteran or the more veteran guy in there in Daniels.
We're going to see it all year. They like both of these guys. They both bring something different to the table.
And you see linemen jumping all over the place.
Both of them pointing at each other, right?
You've been in those before, I'm sure, back in the day.
Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Simeone Pale with the infraction.
And Kevin Pointer, the defensive tackle, on the left side of your screen. You can see Pale flinch a little bit, but Pointer letting the referees know, hey, it's on him. It's not me, referee. Make sure you saw it. I love those little back and forth battles because everybody wants to make sure they don't get a penalty in situations as the game progresses.
8th play of the drive, Daniels tosses it on the option to Ford. Not much there. No gain on the play. Bryce Gaines and Nick Anderson took care of Ford, and it looks like there's some bodies on the ground. And it could be, looks like it is Ford. So we've already seen Claiborne for Wake Forest go to the locker room. Now the true freshman Micah Ford
timeout
from New Jersey on the ground. We'll take a timeout as they tend to Micah Ford.
Back Michael Ford hurt on his last carry, tackled to the ground on Stanford's sideline, and as he made his way back onto his feet, was not able to put any weight on his right leg. He did eventually walk a bit more gingerly into the injury tent as the Cardinal faces 2nd and 14, a tough look for the Cardinal, who he's been the most productive ball carrier for on this drive.
Yeah, thank you, Marilyn. Tough for both teams as their starting tailbacks are in the locker room. Elijah Brown checks back in at QB. Play action. They pick up the blitz. He takes a deep shot, but a miscommunication with Mosley, it looks like there. Nick Anderson in coverage.
So much of what Stanford does offensively in the pass catching game, it's choice routes. It's where the defense is aligned, what coverage they're playing. Are they playing man or are they playing zone? And that is what dictates the route that you're running. On that last one, Mosley, little miscommunication, not able to hook up with his quarterback.
But they are moving the ball here, Stanford, as opposed to their first couple of drives. 3rd and 14 for Brown. CC out wide, and they toss it quickly and wrapped up immediately. Emmett Mosley couldn't get any traction, a 2-yard loss.
That's where you're going to need to see Elijah Brown take the next step, and it's reps. It's just playing football. You know, pre-snap, you see Wake Forest is tight to the line of scrimmage out there on the perimeter. You don't want to throw that quick slip screen because you're giving guys an opportunity to make a play on the football.
A 46-yard field goal attempt. Jasheen Davis made that happen earlier on that last play. Emmett Kenny for Stanford, 9 of 10 on the season. The kick is up, and it is no good. No good. So Stanford, a promising drive, ends with no points.
Bend but don't break defense by Wake Forest. Great job really putting their foot in the dirt toward the end of that drive. And the kick, just not enough, and a little wide right.
And Dave Clawson happy about that.
Protect the goose egg, right? Coach Clawson excited. for his defense.
Bachmeier and company take over. Again, the battle of the Bachmeiers here. Tiger for Stanford. Hank for Wake Forest. Tosses it out to Deuce Alexander, his first catch of the day. He picks up about 6 or 7 yards. Colin Wright, Mitch Lieber on the tackle. So each guy had to go into their ticket allotment to get the family here. They have 2 more brothers. Bear, who's committed as a quarterback to Stanford. And there's young Buck Bachmeier, pardon me, who's in junior high and also a quarterback. The slow mesh. Bachmeier takes a hit and incomplete.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. It's 3rd down.
Matt Rose had the ball in his hands. He thought he had a pick, but they'll say incomplete. Pressure there by Tafiti.
Yeah, Matt Rose not knowing if Bachmeier's hand was going forward or not. So picks that one up and accelerates to the end zone. Love to see the finish, right? If you could have an impact play. It's 3rd down. This is the money down for Stanford's defense. Got to get off the field. Got to lock in and take care of this down.
Bachmeier on 3rd and 3. To the boundary. Complete for a first down to Horatio Fields to the 40-yard line.
This is just a really good play design, putting Horatio Fields on a long out route, running it to the field, and Bachmeier really throwing him open, putting the ball in front of him to go get the first down.
Bachmeier again to the air, over the middle, incomplete, intended for Fields.
Bit uncharacteristic. Fields is usually the guy that could go up and catch the contested ball and catch it in traffic. Doesn't catch that one. I know he wants that one back.
Bernadelle with the footsteps on Bachmeier. Carney on the right side, big hole, lowers the shoulder, picks up the first down, drags defenders into Stanford territory at the 45-yard line. Scotty Edwards brought him down after a 14-yard gain, a missed tackle by the freshman Brandon Nicholson.
Yeah, Carney at the end of this run says, Brandon Nicholson, freshman, come here. Let's see if you could take on some of this contact. A really good, tough run.
Bachmeier back to the air with time, over the middle, incomplete, intended for Alexander.
Deuce Alexander finds the middle of that zone. Bachmeier throws a laser pass to put it on him, and Alexander just drops that one.
2nd and 10 for Bachmeier. Slow mesh, he pulls, now he's going to run it himself, finds a crease to the 40-yard line. 5-yard gain, Scotty Edwards brought him down.
Great job by Bachmeier, not taking a bad play and making it worse. Was looking to go to the top with the out route and was not open, so he pulled the ball down and got what he could get with his legs, bringing up a 3rd and 5, which is a lot more manageable.
3rd and 5, 90 seconds left in the quarter. Carney taken down after a short gain by Tristan Sinclair.
Really good job by Stanford's defense, keying in on Carney. It's so tough going against this Wake Forest offense. They really test the defense and force you to communicate. Going straight to the line of scrimmage, I think they might be trying to draw them offside.
They are going here on 4th, and they're going to snap it. They had a man open in the flat. Bachmeier now takes a deep shot. He's got his man. It's Carney for the touchdown. 39-yard score. Bachmeier feeling it. That was his initial read in the flat, and then Carney said, I'm going to take off, and Bachmeier found him.
Carney does a great job staying alive, and Bachmeier does a great job of continuing his progression and then coming back to Carney once he sees that he has a step on Bernadelle.
Matthew Dennis for the extra point. The kick is up and good. And Wake Forest up 2 scores at the moment. A precarious situation for the home team Stanford as Hank Bachmeier is feeling it on this field.
Longer, harder, smarter. Bachmeier puts it in the air. Great ball to Carney. And Carney just doing a really good job of staying alive for his quarterback. Gets in the end zone. Celebrate, young man. I love that for Tate Carney. And I love Bachmeier showing how fired up he is. Carney now having to take on majority of the boatload as Claiborne has not come back into this football game, getting hurt earlier in this one.
Bachmeier had a very good start to the season, has had some struggles of late, but he has bounced back in a big way. And when you talk to Dave Clawson, he talks about the one word that he says just kind of resonates with his team is resilience. And every time they've had a tough loss, they've bounced back. You saw that a couple weeks ago. They lost to Louisiana, they bounced back, and they beat NC State. They lose to Clemson, they bounce back and beat UConn. A squib kick fielded by Tiger Bachmeier, Hank's brother, and he's tripped up at the 30-yard line.
Don't let anyone ever question your heart, guys. You got a ton of heart, a ton of guts, okay? And that thing got tight, and we've been in those games before, and now we're finding if we make those little plays, we win the game. So again, we didn't play perfect. Okay, there's a lot of things we can get better at. From the bottom of my heart, I'm really proud of you guys. So let's go. Deeks on 3. 1, 2, 3.
There's Dave Clawson after that UConn victory. 9 plays, 72 yards, 2:35 off the clock on that last drive for a touchdown. And a number of one-score games. He said, look, a play here, a play there. We could be 5-2 or 2-5. Ashton Daniels in the game. He tosses a short one to Ryan Butler, the junior running back out of New Jersey, and a flag on the play. Slocum on the tackle.
There is no foul for offensive pass interference as the pass was touched behind the line of scrimmage. It's second down.
There you have it. Our lead official, Justin Elliott, explaining to us. Chris Davis and Ryan Butler in the backfield. Io Manor at the bottom of your screen. Daniels, play action. Daniels, plenty of time. Throws it complete to Io Manor near midfield. And he gets into Wake territory. A 17-yard gain. Branson Combs brought him down.
Io Manor so good at just understanding the spacing that Wake Forest is in defensively and working back to the football, hooking up with Brown for a good explosive and to move the chains.
Daniels certainly seems way more comfortable out there. Davis on the left side finds a hole, pushing forward, a 7-yard gain. Great block there by Ryan Butler, the other tailback.
That's the end of the first quarter.
And that'll do it for the first quarter. Toughest schedule in the country. And a bunch of teams coming off byes. Ashton Daniels, play action, rolls, complete over the middle. Nice catch by Emmett Mosley. Another first down for Stanford after a 16-yard gain. Orlando, they've had 5 teams that they've played off of byes this season, Stanford. 2 of those cases, they've also come off a bye, Stanford. So 3 opponents with 2 weeks to prepare just for Stanford. That's a tough spot, man.
Anytime a team gets an extra day, even one day, that's an advantage in my opinion, especially with the football being such a physical sport.
Roush catches that one over the middle. Sam Roush, the junior out of Nashville, Tennessee. Evan Slocum hit him immediately after the 5-yard gain. So you kind of feel for Troy Taylor, and we did Cal last week where they didn't have that, but they've also flown back and forth every week. So it's been a tough go for the West Coast teams at times here in the ACC with their scheduling.
Yeah, first year, right? We got to work through all the kinks, and hopefully next year it's a little bit more improved.
2 backs in the backfield, seems like exclusively with Daniels. A toss to Cece on the boundary at the 15-yard line. William Tackey Jr. with the tackle, a 7-yard gain.
CC just losing his fitting. Going to be very interesting to see if he changes his cleats as this comes, because this goes for no gain, but if he's able to get his foot in the ground, he'll pick up some positive yards on that.
Daniels 5 for 5 on this drive. He's switching the tailbacks around. Io Manor at the top of your screen. Daniels looks to Io Manor at the 10. Makes a man miss, going forward, trying to dive for the end zone. Is he in? No, they'll say he's out of bounds at the 2-yard line. A 13-yard gain. Nick Anderson able to nudge him out of bounds.
Iomanner does a tremendous job of understanding where Mull is and catches the ball, and immediately, as you see Iomanner at the top of your screen, catches the ball, immediately looks to get upfield, is able to make Mull miss and then explode and try to get to the end zone.
But Mull was able to corral him a little bit, at least make him have to work, and that allowed... Yeah, and you can see he stepped out there at the 2-yard line, but he made him have to work for it, so it allowed the rest of the defense to corral him before he got into the end zone.
That's defense, right, partner? It's no man as an island. You must draw your strength from others. A wise coach told me that a very long time ago. If you as a player are going against a guy that has a unique skill set or that is a dominant football player, you have to key into that person a little bit more. And Wake Forest, you got to run to Iomanner because that young man can make some really, really good plays.
So you see there Iomanner. I mean, look, you played in the NFL. Does this guy have an NFL skill set? Although, remember, he's still very young in his football career. He was playing football and hockey in Canada, then went to a prep school here in the States when he decided football was going to be the path. Ends up here at Stanford for their great academics and obviously great athletics as well. A combination of both for this particular young man. But he still has a very high ceiling to reach.
Yeah, you don't know where this young man's ceiling is and what he's been able to accomplish already so early.
After review, the runner stepped out of bounds with the ball at the 1-yard line. It's 1st and goal at that spot.
So they'll give it to him at the 1. But you were saying about Alec Iomanner and his prospects.
Yeah, he's just done a really, really good job his whole entire college career. When Coach Taylor and his coaching staff got here a year ago, he was coming off a knee surgery. They really didn't know what he was. And last year, he's had some really big plays for this offense.
Justin Lamson is in at quarterback. He's their short yardage specialist. Ryan Butler in the backfield to his right. So a 3rd quarterback for Stanford. Lamson goes forward. Touchdown! Touchdown Cardinal. Lamson gets him in. His 4th touchdown of the season.
I like the play called by head coach Troy Taylor, who also calls the plays offensively. You know, build some confidence for this offense. Justin Lamson just being relentless down here at the goal line, keeping his feet alive, and ultimately ending up over the line.
A funky formation here for the extra point. Kenny for the extra point. That drive, 8 plays, 69 yards, 3:04 off the clock. Daniels was 6 of 6 for 61 yards on the drive, and now they get into a traditional formation for the extra point.
I like that by Stanford, though. Give you a different, unique look. See it, force a defense to communicate and see what they do. If everybody's not covered up, you know, maybe you go for 2 in that situation and see if you could steal a point or 2.
So the Cardinal cut Wake's lead in half and are back in business here on the farm. Down 7 against the Demon Deacons. Ashton Daniels led that drive, capped off by a Justin Lamson touchdown. 3 quarterbacks have played. Damon Claiborne is back in the game as well, set to receive near the goal line. That's good news for Wake Forest.
Very interesting, though, going down with the injury earlier in this game and putting him back on special teams. He is a special running back. I would not put him back out there on special teams and expose him to maybe another big hit.
Well, they are not kicking it to him. At least they're going to bounce it to him. He takes it off the hop at the 5. Breaks free for the moment and down near the 20. 15-yard gain on that return. Tackle made by Galvin. We'll have our first ACC Network men's
the ruling
college.
on the field is the returner's forward progress was stopped. It's 1st down.
Thank you, Justin Elliott. But as I was saying, we'll have our first ACC Network men's college basketball broadcast tomorrow as number 7 Duke hosts Arizona State in a charity exhibition matchup, a battle of the brotherhood. John Shire, Bobby Hurley. Be sure to tune in at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific to watch Cooper Flagg, the #1 prospect in the nation.
College hoops getting ready to start. Can't wait to check out some of these games on the Friday nights when we travel.
Claiborne in the backfield. He takes it and moves forward for about a yard or so. Tobin Phillips with the tackle. We'll give him a 2-yard gain.
Wake Forest has not really taken a deep shot yet so far in this game. Look for a double move to show it up on this drive and really test the Stanford defense.
Play action, Bachmeier, pressure coming. He's going to tuck it and run. And he takes a big hit near the marker. He'll be about a yard shy after a 7-yard gain. Tristan Sinclair and Tafiti on the tackle. Number 70 is down. Nick Sharp for Wake Forest near the 23-yard line.
He's been really good this year for Wake Forest. Nick Sharp just bringing that steady play. They love pulling him. Really athletic. This offensive line has been doing a lot better this year from last year. This will be big if he's not able to go. It's 14-7. We'll be back with you in a moment.
Some positive news for Nick Sharp as he walks off on his own power. 3rd and 1 upcoming. But let's check in with Marilyn. It's a Bachmeier affair, Marilyn.
George, I am here with both of the Bachmeiers, really all of the Bachmeiers' parents, April and Michael. Describe for me the breakdown of how you distributed where children and your family is sitting and who you're rooting for.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
How have you guys distributed where different members of your family are sitting in this one?
You know what? We got the whole family here, and everyone's just wants to have a great time and watch a great game. So it's kind of like a family reunion for everyone. So that's kind of the biggest thing. So it's just a great experience all around. Great coaches, great universities. So.
Oh, April, you told me that Buck, your youngest son, is on the opposite sideline. He said he's pulling for Wake Forest. How do you describe your fan in this one?
Well, you know what? Hank is his mentor, and he loves his older brother. And so he put his Wake Forest shirt on, and he's got the seat over there.
What's it like to have two sons competing against one another and a third coming here to Stanford soon?
It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, we're blessed to even have our sons play college ball at all. Never mind against each other. That was amazing. So, and that's why everybody's out here to see, you know. I did say to Tiger, please let your older brother win.
That's awesome. Thank you both for the time. We'll let you continue to watch this contest. Enjoy it, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marilyn, with Michael and April Bachmeier. And Hank Bachmeier went down there. Tobin Phillips brought him down on the sack. And there's Tiger working on special teams as the returner for Stanford today.
I wish I got to play against my brother in any sport. I would have tried to dog him out, partner.
Claiborne finds a crease, and he pushes forward for a nice chunk of change. Aaron Morris brought him down. And, you know, Bear Bachmeier already committed as a quarterback to Stanford. And you heard Marilyn mention young Buck Bachmeier, the junior high prospect at quarterback on the Wake Forest sideline, because you heard Mom say, hey, Hank's his hero, and he's supporting Hank. So, no Taylor Morin at the moment for Wake Forest. Bachmeier with plenty of time, finds an open man, it's Mays, and he tiptoes the sideline. Check that, Deuce Alexander, a 9-yard gain. There's the family, the Bachmeier family. Hank at Wake Forest, Tiger at Stanford, Bear, as I mentioned, Stanford commit, and Buck. We'll see where Buck goes.
The genetics that mom and dad is putting out, man, they've done a really good job raising these young men. And the caliber of schools that they've went into, harder academically to get in. So just shout out to the Bachmeier family.
First down there, and Claiborne picks up 2 yards. Tristan Sinclair with the tackle. I love the animal names too.
Yeah.
Tiger, Buck, Bear. Hank, it feels like he got shortchanged there a little bit.
Yes, when you have kids, you try to keep things similar, right? I mean, I have a son, Zaid, and I wanted a 4-letter name for my second born, and found it the day he was being born, still Googling names, so we're able to settle on Kylo for our second born.
Bachmeier loses the football. Stanford picks it up. It's Tavini running the other way. He's going to go. Touchdown, Stanford. Tavini forced the fumble, picked it up, and ran it back.
Tafiti has been so big for this defense. He's that Swiss Army knife, plays all over, very smart player, rushes the passer, sets the edge. He'll play defensive end position when they go to their bear front, and he drops a lot in coverage. So just a really good all-around football player, and he's showcasing some of that speed in the open field today. Getting to the end zone for Stanford to try to tie this one up, but the extra point is good.
The extra point is up and good. A 44-yard return. And it's all knotted up here at the farm on homecoming.
This defense, you're going to see them get after it right here. The big fella in the middle is going to get back there first. Phillips is going to get back there at the end. Oh, sorry, Tafiti gets back there and does it all. He swipes the ball, hits it out of Bachmeier's hand. He's able to find the football, picks it up, accelerates. The young man gets after it.
Here's one more look at the fumble. A one-man wrecking crew, Tafiti.
It's never really happens that way. Defensive players, that's their dream right there. To be able to rush the passer, create the strip sack, and pick it up yourself, and then get to the end zone. Man, look at that tree spinning. Everybody's having a great time today.
Well, you mentioned a dream for the defense. A nightmare for Devontae Gordon, the left tackle, though, Orlando, on that play for Wake Forest.
Yeah, just really stepped behind himself and created a shorter edge for Tafiti to give him an opportunity to make a play on Bachmeier.
But new life for Stanford for sure here in the second quarter.
Both these teams not really going their way, have had some mistakes, some penalties. They both now need to hit the reset button as this thing is knotted up at 14 apiece.
We have a player down. Jason Raines, number 82 for Stanford. We'll step aside as they tend to Raines. Positive to see Jason Raines walking on his own power, heading into the tent for Stanford. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Marilyn Payne with you here in Palo Alto. That fumble return for a touchdown by Tafiti, the first fumble return for a TD since Jonathan McGill in 2019 for Stanford. Wake Forest taking over. Bachmeier trying to shake that off. He's going to tuck it and run, and he gets hit at the 29-yard line, a gain of 4 on the play. David Bailey made the tackle, and David Bailey, despite being down big last week to SMU Orlando, made some big plays defensively. So he's been coming on of late.
Yeah, he's a really good edge rusher for Stanford defensively.
Claiborne trying to get the edge, and he's taken down in the backfield. Matt Rose wasn't fooled.
Matt Rose makes that play, but the guy that you were just talking about, partner, David Bailey, he's the one that sets the edge at the bottom of your screen. He doesn't allow Claiborne to get outside and creates that hesitation for Matt Rose to now make a big-time tackle for no gain.
You see Bailey's athleticism there. 3rd and 6 for Bachmeier. Stanford coming with a blitz. Bachmeier in trouble, takes a hit at the helmet, and a flag on the play as the receiver is wrapped up quickly. It's Taylor Morin who's back in the game, a 4-yard gain, but Bachmeier got drilled in the helmet.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 45. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play, automatic first down.
Omar Staples, the sophomore from Oakland, and Oakland Tech with the infraction.
Yeah, he's got to go lower at the end of this play. He cannot get his hands up. He's been getting more and more playing time as the season has progressed, and will play the 3 technique in their obvious passing situations, but just a little too high. I know you're trying to make a big play and you're right there, but you got to get those hands down and not make contact towards the head or neck area of the quarterback.
That was Taylor Morin with the catch. First down, Claiborne finds a hole, another flag on the play. He zips through there for an 8-yard gain.
I believe we're going to get Holden on Wake Forest.
Personal foul, illegal hands to the face. Offense, number 54. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Matt Gulbin, his 2nd penalty of the game.
Some bit of uncharacteristic. Gulbin, left side of our screen. Just hands is up on Brandon's face mask.
Yeah, Marceau.
Rowell, sorry, his face mask. You're allowed to get your hand up there, George,
yeah,
but you immediately have to re-engage. You got to pull it down after it's up there. If you leave it on for too long, the referee's going to call it.
Yeah, Braden Marceau Layinka was the defender on that one, who got hit in the face. Bachmeier with a screen to Claiborne. Lots of room, breaks through, pirouettes out of it, and gets taken down deep in Wake Forest territory, down to the 30-yard line. Aaron Morris and Bernadelle brought him down after the 37-yard gain, and another man down for Stanford at the 30. They're tending to the injured player.
It's been a physical matchup today. I believe that's Aaron Morris, their cornerback. You know, he is back in the lineup this week. He's been out of the lineup for the last couple weeks. Really good sound corner for this Stanford defense. Good to see him walking off.
You see him looking, shaking his right arm a bit.
Little system check, right? Sometimes you get that big hit and you're wondering what's going on. Your body doesn't feel all the way right.
So Cam Richardson, the true freshman from New Jersey, checks back in at that corner position. He was beat on a TD earlier in the game by Mays.
This defensive back room for Stanford has been baptized by fire this year, playing a lot of guys but due to injury. So right now, good situation. Guys have had some quality reps.
Bachmeier, pressure coming. He steps up. He's going to run now and take it down as he dives forward at the 24-yard line. Bernadelle brought him down. A 6-yard gain.
Bachmeier's doing a really good job of feeling the pressure in the pocket and using his legs to create for this offensive Wake Forest.
2nd and 4. Claiborne on the slow mesh, bouncing off defenders, darting forward near the 10-yard line, taken down at the 10 by David Bailey. 13-yard gain and a red zone opportunity for the Deeks.
Claiborne is so unique. He's able to read it out, and when he sees a little crease, he explodes. But when he puts his foot in the ground to make a move, he almost loses no acceleration. That's what makes him so special and sets him apart.
This slow mesh with a guy like Claiborne and the burst he has is almost unfair. Bachmeier on 1st and goal to Claiborne, and he's taken down in the backfield, grabbed by his jersey by Anthony Franklin.
And it means necessary. Anthony Franklin is able to get that jersey of Claiborne and wait for everybody else to rally to the football.
That might be the only way you can get him, because he's gone in an instant.
Got to slow him down, right? Just that jersey tug slows him down a little bit and allows everybody else to rally to the football to get a tackle.
2nd and 13. 2nd and goal from the 13. Bachmeier rolling to his left, tosses it to Morin. Morin stood up after a short gain to the 12-yard line. A 1-yard gain. Brandon Nicholson, the true freshman from Memphis, in coverage. Morin, 2 catches on the game. Now has 200 catches for his career. He's 30 shy of the all-time Wake Forest record.
This Wake Forest offense puts defenses in conflict. Morin is normally the guy running the route down the field, but on the last one becomes the check down guy in the flat for Bachmeier.
3rd and goal. Bachmeier throws it on the run, hits his man. There's flags all over the field. It is a touchdown, but we'll see if it stands a 12-yard score.
I believe we're going to get a legal man, an eligible man downfield, as they were trying to set up a screen, a middle screen.
There's 2 flags on the play.
Ineligible receiver downfield, offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Great call, partner. Devontae Gordon, again, another penalty.
Great heads-up play by Stanford's defense, recognizing that Wake Forest is trying to attack the middle of the field with the screen. A lot of guys throttling down.
Oh, yeah.
Messing up the timing of things.
Mays made a heck of a catch, though. Richardson was in coverage there. Bachmeier threw it to a tight window. But you see Aaron Morris back on the field for Stanford. 3rd and goal from the 17. Bachmeier, pressure coming. He throws incomplete. Just beyond the outstretched arms of Micah Mays. Aaron Morris, the aforementioned, back in coverage. And Stanford talking a little trash to Hank Bachmeier.
Yeah, Aaron Morris coming back into this game, getting dinged up earlier. This is a huge addition for this defense. He's played a lot of quality reps, and I know they're excited to have him back. Just being able to create that tight coverage on Mays and really make him adjust to the football. Bachmeier and Mays not able to connect to bring up a field goal attempt.
Matthew Dennis, 35-yarder. The kick is up and good. So Matthew Dennis gives Wake Forest a 3-point lead with about 4.5 to go in the first half. Dave Clawson and company. They can't be thrilled at all the penalties. I mean, you like getting points, but you probably felt you should have had a touchdown there.
Yeah, the penalties and self-inflicted
Please reset
wounds.
the game clock to 4 minutes and 24 seconds. 4:24, please.
Wake Forest offensively today has not really been stopped. Aside from the fumble by Bachmeier and the penalties, they've really hurt themselves in this football game. Got to find a way to put a drive together where there are no self-inflicted wounds.
Caleb Carson to kick it off. 5 penalties for 55 yards on Wake Forest thus far in this game. Who will come out at quarterback? Will it be Ashton Daniels? Should Ashton Daniels just be the quarterback the rest of the way here?
I think both guys have such great skill sets that you're going to play both of the guys moving forward. But ultimately, playing Elijah Brown has lit a spark for Ashton Daniels. And last drive for Stanford, he was perfect in throwing the football.
Yeah, 6 of 6 for 61 yards on that last drive. Coming up at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, number 22 SMU takes on Duke and Durham. You can catch it right here on the ACC network or watch it anywhere on the ESPN app. West Durham, Tom Luganbill, Dana Boyle, the Huddle crew, they'll all be there at Wallace Wade. Ashton Daniels comes out.
He's been doing a really good job of getting through his progression today and pushing the ball down the field, throwing an accurate ball, giving guys the opportunity.
Play action, no. They hand it off to the tailback. It's Davis, and Davis loses the football. Wake says they got it, and they do. Nick Anderson corralled the football.
Chris Davis Jr. has been so good for the Stanford defense. But Wake Forest coming up with a huge play. Talking to this coaching staff, they talked about impact plays.
Rashawn Tongue knocked it out.
Great form tackle by Rashawn Tongue. Able to lower his shoulders, lower his pads as well, and get something on that ball while Chris Davis Jr. is carrying it. A huge turnover for this Wake Forest defense.
And that was Tongue's first series of the game. Bachmeier now back in control at the 36-yard line of Stanford.
I'd take a shot if I was Wake Forest here.
They decide to give it to Claiborne. He takes his shot as he gets past the 30-yard line to the 29. A gain of 7 on the play. Mitch Lieber with the tackle.
Those sudden change situations, you have to be so good at them. Stanford defense now, you're off the field for one play and now you're back in. They got to find a way to close the door and not allow Wake Forest to get in the end zone.
So they'll mark it as a 6-yard gain. Claiborne looking for a hole, makes a man miss with a jump cut, picks up some positive yardage. It'll be a 3-yard gain, 3rd and 1 upcoming for Wake Forest.
So patient in how he runs the football, really allows it to develop up front and put his offensive line in a better position to get on their blocks. He's done a tremendous job this year of just tempoed runs and figure out a great niche of speed and power.
2 tight ends out there, Height and Lodge on the right side of the formation. Claiborne up the middle, pushes forward, should have enough for the first down. Colin Wright brought him down.
This year, Wake Forest offense in the red area, they've been very vanilla, running the football. Talking to this coaching staff earlier in the week, they talked about wanting to be a little bit more aggressive. I think this would be the perfect opportunity to try to put a pass in the end zone.
1st and 10, ball on the 26-yard line of Stanford. Bachmeier with time, finds Claiborne. He gets past his man and dances out of bounds as he leapfrogs a defender near the sideline, a 7-yard gain.
Bachmeier really feeling it right now, understanding what Stanford's doing defensively, finding Claiborne coming out the backfield. That is a tough ass of Tristan St. Clair from that middle linebacker position, having to cover Claiborne in space.
So he gets down to the 19, a red zone opportunity. It'll be 2nd and 3 on the other side of the 2-minute timeout. Wake Forest, a 3-point lead at the moment here at the Farm. They're looking to tack on some more against the home team. Stanford kids, future students perhaps, you never know. But everyone loves ice cream, that's for sure.
Yeah, can we share the ice cream?
Maybe we can get some sent up for us. All right, 2nd and 3. After the 2-minute timeout, George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Marilyn Payne with you here. Wake Forest on the move. Tate Carney in the backfield now. Play action, Bachmeier, pressure at his feet. He throws to the end zone. Caught, Tanner Moore, touchdown. Tanner Moore's 20th touchdown of his career, a 19-yard score, and Wake goes up 2 scores.
I like taking a shot coming out of the 2-minute timeout. Bachmeier stands in the pocket, unfazed with Stanford blitzing. They're going with the X blitz in the middle with the 2 inside linebackers. And Bachmeier throws a great ball to the sideline to find Moran. Great adjustment as well.
How about Tate Carney with the blitz pickup?
Yes, great job. I've been very impressed with Wake Forest offensively from all their running backs, whether it's been Carney or Claiborne, being physical and taking the fight to the blitzer and really hitting it in the mouth and giving the quarterback, Bachmeier, a bit of extra time.
Bachmeier's third TD of the game. Davis's fumble led to this score. Wake Forest capitalizes, 14 points off turnovers for Wake Forest.
I think that's been the big thing for both of these teams, being able to create. Defensively, both defenses have had huge impact plays so far and created for their offense. Bachmeier really taking care of business and capitalizing.
Morin's first touchdown since September of last year. So you're talking about a guy with 201 catches in his career. And he is third all-time at Wake Forest in receptions.
He plays primarily on the inside at the slot position, but can play outside as well. Teams have just been paying a lot of attention and sending a lot of guys his way when Wake Forest has got to the red area this year. On the last touchdown, Hank Bachmeier recognizing man-to-man coverage and putting the ball where Morin could go make a play on it.
Caleb Carson to kick it off. Tiger Bachmeier deep and lets it sail over his head. Hits the tee in Stanford. And the Cardinal will come back out for offense. But speaking of offense, Taylor Morin, here's where he's at in Wake Forest lore. Third in receptions, third in yardage. He's tied now for 7th with that last touchdown at 20 total touchdowns. What a career for Taylor Morin. You're talking about a young man who is also, by the way, second in punt return yardage as well. But an engineering major, will leave with an MBA. What a career for one of the captains.
Yeah, you see that C on his chest. He really understands what defenses are doing against him.
Micah Ford back in the game. And he is stood up after a 1-yard gain. Kendron Wayman on the tackle.
If I'm Stanford, Wake Forest has just been too good up the middle today. I'm trying to get my running backs to the perimeter and really stretch the defense and force them to run sideline to sideline.
Tiger Bachmeier at the top of the screen. Daniels dumps it down to Ford, though, and he's tripped up near the 30 by Jackson Mull. 5-yard gain. Third down upcoming. So both Bachmeiers in the game at offense. Tiger had been on special teams. Now he's at the top of your screen. Daniels has been the quarterback after Elijah Brown struggled early. Daniels under pressure, takes a hit, finds Bachmeier on the slant for a first down as he gets taken down at the 44-yard line, a 14-yard gain. Pressure there by Kendron Wayman, but a nice job, Daniels staying in the pocket and taking the hit.
Yeah, great ball, giving Bachmeier a chance to catch it.
Daniels to the air again, this time to Io makes a move and gets into Wake territory, an 8-yard gain. Daniels 9 of 9.
Tiger Bachmeier getting some burn right now, getting some playing time for this Stanford offense.
Timeout. Stanford, their first. 30 seconds.
So Stanford.
Please reset the game clock to 42 seconds. 42, please.
And I was just going to say that they needed to put more time on the clock there, and they will. 2nd and 2.
Stanford typically plays in their 21 personnel with 2 running backs. So they normally have 2 wide receivers out there, and that's Mosley and Iomanner. But going to 11 personnel in an obvious throwing situation, trying to get down the field right now, we're seeing Tiger Bachmeier in the game for them.
For those that aren't familiar, 21 personnel, as you mentioned, 2
running backs, 1 tight end.
And then the other 11 personnel, 1 tight end, 1 running back, 3 receivers.
3 wide receivers. So that's the difference that we're seeing right now. And I think this gives Stanford's offense the best opportunity to try to put a drive together and put themselves in position to try to get some points.
And spreading them out gives Daniels some running lanes as well.
You're right on it, partner.
And there he is, taking off under pressure. He's going to pick up the first down and then some as he runs out of bounds near the 40-yard line. Pressure there by Cody, a 7-yard gain and a first down. Daniels with his legs.
When you put 3 wide receivers out there, you're going to get a smaller package defensively. Ashton Daniels just doing a really good job of keeping his eyes down the field, surveying and trying to get through his progression, but having that internal clock in his head as well and picking up what he could get with his legs.
Stanford with 2 timeouts, 35 seconds left in the half. Trying to get closer, get back to single digits. Play action for Daniel. All day to throw. Goes down the field. It's caught there by Ryan Butler, the running back. No, check that, Emmett Mosley. A 17-yard gain.
Who did play running back in high school, partner.
Yes.
Does a lot for the Stanford offense. Great job by this offensive line, giving Ashton Daniels the time he needs to allow this play to develop. And he finds Emmett Mosley for a nice chunk play.
10 of 10 for 104 yards for Daniels. 28 seconds left, still 2 timeouts. Clock stops under 2 minutes to reset the chains. Daniels over the middle. Incomplete and almost intercepted. That one intended for Butler, and Branson Combs couldn't hold on. Dangerous pass.
Stanford gets away with one right here. I'm an offensive lineman, so I always say if the ball hits you in the hands, you got to be able to catch it. This one a little bit too hot for Butler. Tips and overthrows, got to get those. Missed opportunity by Wake Forest defensively.
2nd and 10 from the 24-yard line. A little bit behind, but to your point, he got 2 hands on it. Butler in the backfield. Daniels with time in the pocket. Launches one over the head of Mosley. Evan Slocum in coverage. He had him, but sailed it over.
Had a step. I think it was the right read by Ashton Daniels, but not the right ball. You want to see him zip this one to Mosley a little bit better. Mosley just does a great job of finding the space and gap. Ball has to be a little bit more down to give him a chance to go make a play on the football.
Yeah, too much air on that one. 3rd and 10, 18 seconds. Empty backfield. Daniels over the middle to Roush, the tight end, lowers the shoulder, pushing the pile, picks up the first down as he's down to the 12-yard line. A 12-yard gain. Go ahead, partner.
Yeah, shocked that Stanford wasn't thinking timeout immediately right there. A couple seconds running off the clock.
Timeout. Stanford, they're second. 30 seconds.
There you go, they heard you.
But before, you know, the situation, right?
Well,
you know,
the clock stops for a second to reset, so they had some time to call the timeout.
Yeah, I know you have the time, but I would have been thinking timeout no matter what in this situation. If we're able to convert, even if it's close, I'm calling timeout to try to get the best play for my offense to run against this Wake Forest defense.
And Roush, a good job holding on to the ball. 12 seconds remaining. 1st and 10. Again, Stanford can get another first down to stop the clock momentarily as they reset the chains at the 2-yard line. 1 timeout left. Io Manor, the receiver at the bottom of your screen. Tiger Bachmeier at the top of your screen. Daniels surveying, in trouble, and the last thing they needed was that, a sack, and Stanford will have to take a timeout. Branson Combs and Kevin Pointer brought him down. Daniels.
Timeout. Stanford, their 3rd and final. 30 seconds.
Daniels needed to be a little more aware there, and a 10-yard loss means that a field goal attempt by Emmett Kenny is upcoming.
Combs and Pointer doing a really good job of being relentless with the rush. Getting Ashton Daniels down. Another missed opportunity for this Stanford offense.
And that one makes, or that play makes the miss to Mosley sting even more.
Got to capitalize on your opportunities as they present themselves. This season has been long for Stanford offensively because they have not been able to do those things.
Kenny, a 40-yard attempt. He missed a 46-yarder earlier. This one from the left hash. And a timeout, Wake Forest.
Timeout. Wake Forest, their 1st. 30 seconds.
You've been around the game a long time. You played at the University of Miami. You played for the Denver Broncos. You played for the Chargers. You played for Washington. Does this stuff work, icing the kicker?
I would have let that ride out on the last one. I would have never called the timeout right here because he's already missed one in the game. Now, you know, kickers are unique guys. being around a kicker, they are wild and outlandish. So I do believe that
Really?
some of them, it does affect them,
Okay.
icing them in certain situations. But if I was Coach Clausen, I would have never called one right there because Kenny has already missed one.
So he's already got that on his mind, is what you're saying. Now you've given him a chance to kind of take a breath, perhaps, and reset.
Yep.
Kenny from 40. He's 9 of 11 on the season. Missed one earlier from 46. The kick is up and good. So Stanford shrinks the lead to 7 with 1 second on the clock.
It didn't end the way that Stanford wanted as the drive stalled out with giving up a major sack in the red area, but still a good job operating in a 2-minute offense and getting down the field to create an opportunity. If I'm Troy Taylor, I'm definitely looking to get back to that 11 personnel that we were talking about earlier, partner. Having 3 wide receivers out there, I really think that gives this offense from Stanford an opportunity to move the ball and push it down the field and create some shots as well through the air.
And this Stanford team, let's face it, when Troy Taylor got here, he lost 17 players to the portal, 13 starters, 6 of those were linemen. And he's had to rebuild with a youth movement here. There's a lot of young players. You've heard us say how many true freshmen have been on the field. 12 guys have made their first starts in their career this season. So it's a lot of guys that are getting opportunities here. And 18 last year, by the way, made their first starts. So 18 last year, already 12 this season. Stanford is certainly rebuilding, but you can see some of the promising talent. The kick goes into the end zone, and Wake Forest will have a second here. Do you do anything, or you just go into the locker room up 7?
Oh, you got to just take a knee here. Go into the locker room up 7. 1 second. I don't want anybody to get hit on my team for Wake Forest. There's already been some injuries in this game.
Well, Coach Clausen already took off the headset, so we kind of have the answer to that.
Yeah.
And he'll be speaking with Maryland in a moment.
Wake Forest has been tremendous on the road this year.
Yep.
Winning both of their away games.
They've been good in October, too. They're 2-1 in the month of October. They're 14-5 in October since 2020. So they've been a good October team. Off for Stanford. And Damon Claiborne, the deep man, goes over his head. Wake will begin at their 25-yard line. Let's check in with Maryland.
I just talked with Stanford's Troy Taylor, and the head coach said that he feels his defense has handled Wake Forest's unique slow mesh offense quite well, actually. He said the surprise part of it has been how efficient Hank Bachmeier has been. He said that our defense has to do a better job of accounting for both of those components in this Demon Deacons offense. He said that's going to be the biggest key for us, is not getting hit for the big plays.
Thank you, Maryland. And certainly the big play. We saw them early in the first quarter. Bachmeier, it's a long touchdown passes. There's that slow mesh again. Claiborne squeezing through there and picks up a first down. A shoestring tackle by Tobin Phillips, a gain of 12. Claiborne looked like he could have been gone there, Orlando.
Yeah, he's so subtle with the way he runs the football. Even those gaps that look like they're going to close, he's able to explode through them. Not a lot of body movement, but good body control by Claiborne.
Bachmeier off his back foot to Claiborne in the flat. He speeds past the defender down the sideline and taken down in Stanford territory by Mitch Lieber at the 46-yard line. A missed tackle by Colin Wright, a 17-yard gain.
Yeah, Colin Wright is a really, really good corner for this Stanford defense right there. Just misjudges it. Too much space between him and Claiborne. Claiborne able to get an open field loose and create an explosive with his legs.
Bachmeier took a big hit there from Tafidi as well. Now he's got time here. Takes a deep shot. Horatio Fields goes up for it. Incomplete. A flag on the play. Scotty Edwards and Aaron Morris in coverage.
I believe this one's going to be on Wake Forest holding.
Justin Elliott, our lead official, will confirm.
Holding. Offense, number 62. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Devontae Gordon, his third penalty of the game.
It's been a lot of penalties for this Wake Forest offense. You're going to see Gordon right here at the left tackle position. And, you know, trying to do everything that he can. Knows that we're taking a shot right here down the field. Just gets his body out of position. Referee throws the flag on him.
1st and 20 for Bachmeier. With time. Now gets taken down. A coverage sack there to Beatty again. The first on the scene. A loss of 3 on the play.
Tafiti has been all over this field today. You gotta find an answer for him if you're Wake Forest. He has rushed Bachmeier really well, been able to set the edge, but he's been just relentless with getting in the backfield of Wake Forest and creating havoc today.
Wake Forest going backwards, picked up a penalty there. They've had 6 total, 5 on offense, and then the sack. 2nd and 23, Bachmeier under pressure again and taken down. Tobin Phillips with a big hit on Bachmeier. Another loss on the play, 6-yard loss here.
Stanford coming right out in the second half and being really connected. You're going to see Phillips working at the top of your screen. Gets a nice spin move on Sell, the right guard. He's able to accelerate, get a huge sack. Don't you love to see the big men when they celebrate their sack dances? It's always something unique and fun.
3rd and 29. Bachmeier hit at his feet, tosses it to the boundary to Mays. Mays weaving through traffic and gets close to midfield, but well short of the first down after a 12-yard gain. And Wake Forest will be forced to punt.
Yeah, Omar Stamples is able to burst through the line of scrimmage, put a hit on Bachmeier. Stanford defense does a really good job keeping Wake Forest's offense in front of them, rallying to the football to get off the field on 3rd and long.
Punt by Ivan Mora. Tiger Bachmeier, Hank's brother, to receive. And a fair catch by Tiger. And Stanford will begin their next drive.
The last resort and really going through his progression, pushing the ball down the field today.
Daniels. There you see the legs and taken down after a short gain to the 20. Slocum with the tackle. 2-yard gain. But he has that element to him, there's no doubt. There's Elijah Brown, who started the game. A young man from Mater Dei High School, one of the most storied high schools in Southern California. Matt Leinart played there. Bryce Daniels played there. Ashton Daniels over the middle. Bryce Young played there, pardon me. 5-yard gain. Sam Roush.
I know it's only 5 yards, but that is a great time and play by Ashton Daniels, finding Sam Rouse. And the more you could attack the middle of this defense from Wake Forest, the more you're going to force them to adjust. And that's when you're able to take your shots on the outside and really get a guy like Iomanner involved for an explosive over the top.
Tiger Bachmeier at the top of your screen on 3rd and 2. Mosley in motion. They give it to the tailback, and he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. Ryan Butler couldn't get it going there. 4th down upcoming, and the punt team's coming out for Stanford. Now, Stanford has gone for it a lot on 4th down, but you're not going for it this deep in your territory.
Yeah, inside your 30-yard line. Great job by Wake Forest. Pointer, the big fella, defensive tackle, reading it out, getting a nice hit on Butler.
So Stanford's 6 drives all have ended in 6 different ways. Taylor Morin to receive. Morin backpedaling. Fair catch inside the 20. Aiden Flintoff with a good punt there. So 58-yard punt, no return, and Wake will have the ball when we come back.
A lot of guys grew up together playing against each other. It's for bragging rights, that game. Excited to watch that one later on today.
A lot of those guys have played against each other since high school. Claiborne up the middle. Picks up 3. And the intensity is no different regardless of where they play, whether they play in Miami, whether they play in Tallahassee. And, you know, you played you were from Canada originally, but you played high school ball in South Florida, so you knew a bunch of those guys you were going to see across from you in that game were guys you saw in high school.
Yeah, the state of Florida, so talented when it comes to football, and a lot of guys just switching it out right there at the end. I went to the University of Miami, and I had a senior on my team go to FSU, so once we met up, as the years progressed, it was all about bragging rights, and we really wanted to show up the other team.
You saw Tristan Sinclair jog off the field gingerly. Claiborne on the left side picks up some more yardage. Ernest Cooper brought him down. 6-yard gain.
Damon Claiborne takes a play that looks like it's no gain. Such great lateral quickness. The jump cuts, man. Unbelievable part of his game where he's able to really transition and speed up right after.
Bachmeier tries to get the first down. Rose brought him down. It's going to be close. They'll give it to him.
I know that wasn't a big explosive, but Bachmeier has been exceptional today, using his legs. Picks up that first down.
Bachmeier in trouble here. Throws off his back foot. It's complete to Morin for a first down. Morin bailed him out there. 15-yard gain. Pressure by Ernest Cooper.
That's been the story all season for Stanford, defensively and as a whole entire team. You're in a great position, and then one guy lets up, just not able to fully complete their job. Nicholson allows Morin to catch the ball.
Bachmeier takes a deep shot for Fields. He was held, it looks like. They had some jersey there, some hand fighting with Aaron Morris, but no flag on the play, incompletion.
Aaron Morris, been a big boost for this team. Bottom of your screen, Fields tries to do a double move. Morris does not fall for it.
A lot of hands, no call. 2nd and 10. Bachmeier, huge hole up the middle, but a flag on the play as he gets into Stanford territory. An 8-yard gain. Franklin brought him down, but we'll see what the officials are discussing here.
Holding. Offense, number 62. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
The 4th penalty on the 5th-year senior from Washington, D.C., Devontae Gordon.
Gordon going against David Bailey, left side of your screen, and just throws him to the ground. As a former offensive lineman, though, George, I know that Gordon has got a couple penalties today, but that one right there, I think the refs had a hand on the flag. I didn't see the big fella hold Bailey on that last one.
There you see penalty yards per game. And more flags fly.
Snap infraction. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
The center, Luke Pettibone. 7th offensive penalty.
Really have to settle down if you're Wake Forest. Focus on the self-inflicted wounds moving forward. Everybody needs to key in.
2nd and 25, Carney in the backfield. Bachmeier takes a deep shot, too far for Horatio Fields. Aaron Morris again in coverage, tight coverage by Morris, excellent job by him.
I like what Bachmeier has done today. He's really gone after Aaron Morris. Morris coming back into the lineup this week after being out a little bit with the injury, but he's really tested him. Fields not able to adjust to that one, just off the fingertips.
Claiborne back in the backfield on 3rd down. 3rd and 25. And they hand it off. Claiborne tries to get to the outside and can't even get back to the original line of scrimmage. A nice run, but still way too far. Galvan brought him down after the 12-yard gain. And Wake Forest will be forced to punt.
This has to be the drive for Stanford to get something going. defense came out in the second half. They held up. This offense is getting now their second opportunity. They got to find a way to put a drive together, take some time off the clock, and finish with the ball in the end zone.
Mora with the punt. Bachmeier back there. Fair catch in traffic at the 25-yard line. A 35-yard punt, no return. A 7-point game here on the farm of ACC championships. Ashton Daniels back on offense, and that ball incomplete, intended for Sam Roush as he was crushed by Dylan Hazen. Flag on the play at the 22-yard line. Justin Elliott, our lead official, will confirm the infraction.
Personal foul. Illegal hands to the face. Offense, number 55. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down.
Pale with the infraction. And Stanford heading the wrong way.
Pale a bit shooken up earlier in this game. Able to get back in. You're going to see him on the right side of your screen, big 55. He just tries to refit, but the referee throws the flag.
Stanford's last 7 drives have ended in 6 different ways. 2 punts, an interception, missed field goal, touchdown, fumble, and forced fumble. Daniels going out there again. And his tailback, Davis, gets plowed by Devon Patterson.
Patterson, unbelievable job of seeing it come out of Ashton Daniels' hands, beating the receiver, coming downhill and making a big-time hit.
2-yard loss on the play. Daniels play action. Now plenty of time. Over the middle. It is intercepted through the hands of Mosley. Zamari Stevenson comes up with it. Third turnover of the game for Stanford.
Stanford just not able to get it done. A great job by Anderson, Nick Anderson, getting a hand on it. And just a lot of defenders right now for Wake Forest defensively, really keying in on whoever is trying to catch the ball. And when you have a lot of your jerseys around, you can make plays on the football.
A little bit behind Mosley. Anderson put a hand on it, then Mosley got a hand on it, and then Stevenson finished it off with the interception. Claiborne makes a man miss. Looks like he might have been tugged by the face mask, and he's not happy about that. Aaron Morris brought him down. He's talking to the official. 3-yard gain.
Stanford getting away with one on this one.
We saw that tug of the face mask in the NFL on Thursday. Sam Darnold in the end zone. Tristan Sinclair back in the game for Stanford on defense. And Claiborne breaks through the hole down to the 31-yard line. 9-yard gain. Anthony Franklin with the tackle. A first down for Claiborne.
Angry run.
Oh, yeah.
Angry first down for Claiborne.
Yeah.
Saying, referees, you're not going to throw the flag? Okay. I'm going to run a little bit more behind my pads and be a little bit more pissed off.
Claiborne, 18 carries, now over 100 with 104 yards. Claiborne again. Claiborne bounces to the outside, bounces again, and this time wrapped up by Mitch Lieber after a gain on the play of 5. Good block by Bachmeier, the quarterback.
To run the football, it takes all 11. Hank Bachmeier getting in there, getting some. But Damon Claiborne, so talented.
Slow mesh, Claiborne showing patience. The hole closes quickly. Picks up a couple yards. Lieber brought him down. 2 yards shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 2 on the 23-yard line.
This is exactly where you want to be if you're Wake Forest offensively. 3rd and 2, the entire playbook is up. You're forcing Stanford's defense to have to play run and pass in this situation.
Claiborne is a one-man wrecking crew. 2 tight ends out there. Lodge and Height for Wake. Bachmeier tosses. Horatio Fields tripped up, but should have enough for the first down. Colin Wright tripped him up.
Wake Forest gets just enough to move the chains. Bachmeier, great ball. And Fields gets just enough as Colin Wright tries to blow it up.
1st and 10 from the 21. Claiborne, nowhere to go. Zach Roll. Makes the tackle from San Diego.
Good job by Stanford defensively. Claps in the hole and rallying to Claiborne to get him on the ground.
Yeah, Rowell with the tackle. Good patience on defense, number 97 there. Claiborne again to the outside, burst through the hole, still on his feet, taken down inside the 10 by Colin Wright, who might have saved the touchdown. 1st down for Wake, a 14-yard gain.
Offensively, when you're trying to run the ball, you put your wide receivers and you allow them to crack down on DBs. But now it puts the onus on the cornerback position where you cannot hesitate. If you hesitate, you're going to give up an explosive. Stanford defense hesitating and giving up an explosive to Claiborne.
1st and goal from the 7. Claiborne this time wrapped up for a loss by Bernadelle. And Claiborne down again. He was down earlier in the game. Went to the tent, went to the locker room and came back, but looks to be suffering from an injury again.
Hopefully he's good to go. Don't know exactly what he's dealing with right now. But man, he is such a big part of what they do. Carney's had himself a great day as well. Running the football, picking up the blitz, and also catching a touchdown from Bachmeier.
Earlier in the game, he had what seemed to be a leg injury. And here, just kind of gets rolled over, grabs his left shoulder area. Claiborne with 23 carries. And he's up on his feet, walking, which is a good sign.
Yeah, that shoulder looked like it just got compressed on the ground when Bernadelle was making that tackle and fell on Claiborne.
Yeah. And the football was there too, don't forget that. Of the 23 carries for Claiborne, only 1 carry for negative yards. So 5.5-yard average today.
He's been tremendous this year, just running with patience, really allowing the offensive line to get to the 2nd level and allowing his blocks to develop.
2nd and goal from the 6. Carney in the backfield with Bachmeier. Bachmeier rolls, back of the end zone, too far for Alexander. Flag on the play in the end zone at the bottom of your screen. Too many men down the field, it looks like.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense, number 62. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
And we've seen this a number of times with the slow mesh, that guys are kind of falling into this trap of being down the field when they're not supposed to be.
Now, when you run the RPO, the offensive line has to think run all the way, especially when you're pushing against another big human being trying to get movement so guys could get caught down the field. Stanford decided to decline it.
Yeah, decline the penalty. Another flag flies. Bachmeier incomplete. Intended for Lodge. Colin Wright grabbed it after it bounced off the ground.
Offside. Defense, number 23. Penalties half the distance to the goal. 3rd down.
And David Bailey really bails out Wake Forest.
These are the penalties that as a coaching staff you cannot live with, and it keeps you up at night. David Bailey, so talented and a real staple for this defense. Got to be able to key into the football and make sure that your alignment is right before the ball is snapped, but also, you know, looking at the football as it's snapped, and that's when you get off and go try to make a play.
3rd and goal from the 3. Bachmeier to Carney. Carney tripped up short of the goal line. Aaron Morris again making another good tackle. It'll be 4th and goal from the 1.
Morris gives up 12 pounds on Carney, and he cannot hesitate right here. A great job triggering, coming downhill and making the stop.
They're going. 11th play of the drive started on the Wake Forest 43. Bachmeier's going to take it himself. Tries to get through the pile. It doesn't look like he got there. He did not. So Stanford denies Bachmeier. Tristan Sinclair was the first one there.
Takes all 11. Stanford doing an exceptional job of not giving Hank Bachmeier anywhere to go with the football, but also the defensive line for Stanford, standing Wake Forest's offensive line up. I like the play call, quarterback design run, but Stanford putting the hammer down, stopping Hank Bachmeier.
Good penetration by Tristan Sinclair, the graduate from Alamo, California, San Ramon Valley High School. So Stanford has it at their own 1. Daniels hands it off. And Chris Davis gets through the hole to give him some breathing room to the 6. 5-yard gain.
I love that at the end of the play. Chris Davis holding on to that football, getting both hands on the football, protecting it. Already has a fumble on today, but it's great to see he has learned from that and puts 2 hands on the ball in traffic.
Well, you don't get to play if you don't secure the ball, that's for sure. Stanford needs a 99-yard drive to tie this game up. Under a minute to go in the 3rd. Daniels on 2nd and 5. With time. Finds Mosley for a first down. Mosley taken down at the 17.5-yard line by Jackson Mall, an 11-yard gain.
On the previous drive, Daniels got intercepted by throwing to Mosley. So I love the fact, the little adjustment by Daniels right there, putting the ball right on Mosley and into his body. Mosley able to catch that and move the chains.
Chris Davis in the backfield. Mosley in motion at the top of your screen. Play action for Daniels. Pressure coming. He rolls to his right. He's going to tuck it and run. Flag on the play as he runs out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Kevin Pointer with the pressure. 9-yard gain if it stands.
Illegal motion, offense, number 10. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And you heard me reference Mosley in motion at the top of your screen, and he's the player that commits the infraction.
Yeah, he never got set. He went in motion and then continued. He never got set before the ball was snapped.
That'll be the end of the third quarter. Thank you, Maryland. Appreciate it. Daniels on time to Roush. Gets to the 20.
I like that play call by Troy Taylor. You know, you get a penalty, 1st and 15, and you're able to get it right back just with a nice easy pass to Rouse over the middle.
Empty backfield as you see Stanford, who usually huddles, moving a little faster. Tiger Bachmeier with the catch. Short gain. Slocum with the tackle along with Patterson. An interesting decision, to Maryland's point earlier, for Wake Forest to not kick the field goal. They went for it on 4th down with a Bachmeier quarterback sneak. Did not pay off. Stanford looking to tie this thing up off that potential miscue. 3rd down.
Could have made it a 2-score game kicking the field goal inside the 10.
Mosley in motion. Daniels with time. Daniels now feeling the heat. He's going to take off. And out of bounds at the 30, picks up the first down. He'll be out of bounds at the 29 officially. Still a first down for Stanford.
Chris Davis Jr. doing everything that he can, helping out with pass protection to give Mosley, Daniels some time. And Daniels finds the open field, gets the first down with his legs. I like this personnel grouping. They got 3 wide receivers out there. Typically, you don't see Stanford do that, but I think this is the best personnel grouping to really give this offense an opportunity to get down the field.
We've seen them move the ball with this grouping. Play action for Daniels all day to throw. Checks it down to his tailback. Butler, who makes a man miss. Now trying to push a couple of Wake Forest Demon Deacons out of the way, but out of bounds after an 8-yard gain. Missed tackle by Patterson.
Butler does a great job. Patterson doesn't miss too many tackles from that nickel position.
Butler again gets to the outside, tries to turn the corner, and Jackson Mull tripped him up. A gain of 9.
Nice block by Tiger Bachmeier on the perimeter.
First down, Stanford. Butler again in the backfield. Stanford moving the ball on their own 45. Daniels, pressure coming, he rolls out, showing off his wheels, and out of bounds after about a 7-yard gain. Branson Combs chased him out. Pressure there by B.J. Williams. And Daniels showing his toughness and smarts.
Great job by the back end of Wake Forest, not giving Daniels nowhere to go with the football.
And the ball is fumbled. There's a bad snap, and Daniels able to cover it up. A terrible snap there. Daniels had no shot at that one. Mikla, the center, with the terrible snap, a 12-yard loss on the play. Stanford going the wrong way now.
Ashton Daniels not fully looking at it, and the ball came a little hot as well.
Yeah. Bad job by both guys there. Butler in the backfield. Third and 14. Daniels with room to run. He tries to dive forward, but down at the 49. An 8-yard gain. Now, we've seen Stanford go for it on 4th down, and they're holding back the punt team. They're going to go for this. They have gone for it on 4th down a ton this season. 24 times, ranks 4th in the country. Or check that, 2nd in the country.
Right around midfield. I like the fact that they're going 5 wide because you can use Daniels' legs as a last resort.
Pressure coming up the middle. Caught by Alexander. He should have enough for the first down. He's still dragging defenders just in case, but he's got it. Wow. What a play there. Daniels stood in the pocket tall, delivered an 8-yard strike to Io Manor, and Io Manor finishes it off for a first down.
Play design, play design. They line up with 4 guys to the right and put Io Manor on the backside of ISO read, and Daniels finds him for a first down.
Io Manor gets it again this time. Close to the marker, will have enough for a first down, an 11-yard gain.
If it works one time, might as well go back to him. This young man, if he continues the way that he plays this game of football, he's going to have an opportunity to play on Sundays. If I'm Ashton Daniels, I'm constantly trying to find Alec Io Manor because he's too talented, and he's going to do everything he can to find success.
Ball on the 32. Daniels keeps. Daniels weaving through traffic, lowers the shoulder, picks up another first down as he's down to the 20, a 12-yard gain. Good block there by Sam Roush, the tight end.
That's the first time we're seeing it for Stanford, a quarterback design run. Daniels does a great job weaving through traffic.
Wake Forest trying to get a man off. Looks like they did. Butler turns the corner. And out of bounds at the 16. Branson Combs brought him down from behind.
Branson Combs coming from that inside linebacker position had a long way to go as Stanford was running Butler to the field. But Branson Combs does exactly what the coaching staff said, right? He's long, he could run, he has playmaking ability going sideline to sideline right there.
15th play of the drive. They started at their own 1. It is 2nd and 6 from the 16-yard line of Wake Forest. Empty set. Over the middle on top to Roush. Breaks a tackle. Stays on his feet. Still dragging defenders into the end zone for a touchdown. Sam Roush, too strong on that 16-yard score.
I love the physicality of this play. It's something that Troy Taylor has went to a couple times already. Daniels to Rouse in the middle of the field for a nice hookup, but it's Rouse at the end, not being denied, taking the hits, and continuing to keep his feet alive to find the end zone for Stanford. That is a big-time drive after a big-time stop for the Stanford defense. Stopping Wake Forest on the 1, and this offense going the entire field and finding the end zone.
15 plays, 99 yards, 7:47 off the clock. Sam Roush pinballing off defenders to score the touchdown and eventually tie this ball game at 24. That last drive of 99 yards. Since the interception that Daniels had, 7 of 7 for 66 yards in that touchdown. Here's the kick taken by Wake Forest and tackled at the 31-yard line. A 12-yard return. Coming up at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, number 22 SMU takes on Duke in Durham. Catch it right here on ACC Network or watch it anywhere with the ESPN app. Manny Diaz and Rhett Lashley know each other pretty well because Rhett Lashley was Manny Diaz's offensive coordinator at the University of Miami. Both guys coaching pretty well this season. Here's what's at stake today. No Claiborne in the backfield, as he had a leg injury earlier, came back, and then it looks like to be a shoulder injury. Tate Carney back there, takes the handoff, testing the left side, and tests it unsuccessfully as Tristan Sinclair tackles him.
Right now, Stanford has all the momentum as a football team, all going back to the previous drive for Wake Forest, where Coach Dave Clawson decided to not kick the field goal and go for it on 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. Stanford stopping them and driving the field and finding the end zone to tie this one up.
Buckmeyer finds a wide open Taylor Moore for a first down, but a flag on the play at the 36-yard line at the top of the screen. 13-yard gain if it stands.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense, number 71.
Wow.
5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Again. 3rd time in the game for Wake Forest.
Whenever you show one thing and now it's called and you do not make adjustments, the referees are going to key into that. Wake Forest offensively has been running this slow mesh offense for quite some time, but this whole entire referee crew really keying in on this offensive line and not allowing them to get away with anything.
And behind the sticks again, 2nd and 14 from the 27-yard line. Bachmeyer takes a deep shot. They leap. Micah Mays, did he catch it or was it intercepted? The officials are discussing it. It's intercepted by Brandon Nicholson, the true freshman out of Memphis. Welcome to the show, young man. He leaps up and grabs it on the top shelf and hauls it in.
Brandon Nicholson really trusting his technique, going stride for stride with Fields and seeing the football come down the whole entire way, making a play on the ball. Both guys have it at the same time. Just Nicholson just pulls it away from Fields at the end.
And the officials are having a discussion at the moment. Dave Clawson not
happy. The ruling
happy.
on the field of an interception is under review.
Ooh, that's a tough one because his knee is down. and it's a simultaneous catch.
Yeah, both guys look like they have possession at the exact same time.
So they're going to review it, and we're going to find out on the other side.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, stand.
The play stands as it's called on the field. They need indisputable evidence, and they did not find that. So Brandon Nicholson gets his first career interception for Stanford. Here's another look.
Yeah, they both go up and high point the ball. I think the difference is that you would have to overturn this. Mays would have had to completely control it in this situation.
It was close, man.
How the referees called it, I think Nicholson also deserves that interception. The young man has been thrown into the mix of things this year for Stanford defensively because of injuries, and has got better each and every week. A big-time interception for the young man.
And that decision again made here. A run by Butler on the outside. Breaks free. Staying on his feet and taken down beyond the 40-yard line to the 41. A 22-yard gain. Stanford on the move.
Stanford has all the momentum. I keep on going back to Dave Clawson deciding to not kick the field goal when his offense was inside the 5-yard line, going for it on fourth. The defense shut the door. Stanford's offense goes on a 15-play drive and another huge turnover for the Stanford defense. Right now, Stanford has all the momentum.
Stanford huddling. Butler checks out, Micah Ford checks in. Actually, no, Butler stays in the game. So you have two tailbacks back there on each side of Daniels. Butler goes out wide. Daniels keeps, gets through the hole, picks up about 5 yards. Novichin with the tackle. And Stanford, remember, they started this game with Elijah Brown at quarterback, the true freshman from Huntington Beach, Mater Dei High School. Big powerhouse in Southern California. The young man struggled early. They brought in the veteran, the junior Ashton Daniels, and they've settled down since. Same thing with Ryan Butler. He's gotten in the game and settled him down at tailback. Ford and Davis have played okay. But Butler, who takes a big hit there on that RPO, and Daniels gets taken down as well, or at least stood up by Branson Combs.
That was just a really good job by Wake Forest and their defensive front. A lot of guys winning their one-on-one matchups on that last play to get a tackle for a loss.
Good identification by the defense. 3rd and 6. What do you like to see here, Orlando?
Stanford's got to get the ball out of Ashton Daniels' hands quick. I would try to go back to Rouse in the middle of the field.
Empty backfield. Daniels under pressure and throws it away at the feet of Emmett Mosley. Kevin Pointer with the pressure. And 4th down upcoming. Punt unit coming out for Stanford.
That is a great job by Ashton Daniels, not making a bad play worse. Being able to use his leg to create some time, find a receiver down the field, and throw it in the ground. Don't give the receiver an opportunity to catch it and throw it off your back leg, because you're not going to be accurate in that situation. You burn the play and move on, and hopefully your defense plays some good, solid defense moving forward.
A big punt last time for Flintoff. Fielded by Morin with room to run. Gets to the outside. He's got a lane and taken down near midfield. A heck of a return. 42-yard punt, 36-yard return. Miles Liebman with the tackle. Taylor Morin, another huge play. And Wake Forest begins at midfield. Bachmeier with time. Dumps it off over the middle to Alexander. Alexander picks up 8 yards.
Great job by Hank Bachmeier coming back to Alexander, finding him in the middle of the field and using him as that check down.
2nd and 2. Carney up the middle, pushing the pile. Has enough for the 1st down as he gains about 4. And on that last punt, Stanford only netted 6 yards because of that big return. You were not happy with the special teams of Stanford, Big O.
Yeah, this defense has done a really good job with keying in on Morin today, but on special teams, give up a massive explosive return to him by guys getting out of the rush lanes.
Carney finds a crease, picks up a couple of yards. Bernadelle with a big impact there between him and Carney. Taylor Morin, the 2nd leading punt returner in Wake Forest history, amongst many accolades for him. 2nd and 6. Bachmeier with time, completes at the sticks to Alexander. Has the 1st down. Wake over 400 total yards at the moment.
Been doing a really good job of just taking what the defense for Stanford has given you. Hank has spread the ball around constantly today and really worked through his progression.
Bachmeier in the gun. Quick toss. Wide receiver screen to Alexander, who gets to, let's call it the 25.5-yard line. Tristan Sinclair and Tafiti brought him down.
I like what Wake Forest is doing offensively, putting the pressure on Stanford, forcing them to make plays outside the hashes, putting the ball on receivers, giving them opportunities for yards after the catch, but making this defense run sideline to sideline.
3 minutes or so left in the game. Carney with the slow mesh, up the gut, picks up another couple of yards. Bernadelle with the tackle and a timeout. Nope.
You see a flag coming in.
On the field, yep. Was covered up by one of the linemen. I couldn't see it.
Personal foul, face mask, defense,
Oh boy.
number 0. Penalties half the distance to the goal from the end of the run, automatic 1st down.
You've talked about it, partner. Bernadelle with the infraction, self-inflicted wounds for both teams today.
Another play. You're going to see Bernadelle getting blocked and just reaches up on Tate Carney.
Easy call.
Referees are going to call it every single time, and all you're doing is giving the offense more and more momentum.
1st down and 10 from the 11, so Wake Forest can get another 1st down at the 1. 2 tight ends, Lodge and Height out there on each side of the formation. Carney up the middle. Rowell with the tackle on Carney.
If I'm Stanford right now, defensively, how Wake Forest has been all year in the red area, they've ran the ball a ton. So I'm playing man-to-man defense and putting as many guys in the box as possible and expecting run. So I'm getting my guys to step forward and come downhill and think run all the way.
We're approaching the 2-minute timeout.
That is the 2-minute timeout.
Wake Forest and Stanford all even at 24. Wake Forest with 175 yards on the ground. They're looking to take another lead in this one. We'll have the conclusion of this one from the farm in just a moment. You can get a first down at the 1. Orlando, what do you want to see them do here?
If I'm Wake Forest, I got to think some kind of bootleg for Hank Bachmeier. Let him use his legs. He's a smart player. He's going to stay in bounds.
We'll see. Stanford showing pressure. They hand it off to Carney. And Carney makes Stanford burn a timeout. Aaron Morris and Tristan Sinclair on the call.
Timeout. Stanford, their first.
Troy Taylor
30 seconds.
Taking a timeout
Please
right here.
the game clock to 1:55.
With the new college football rules, inside of 2 minutes, the clock
Thank you.
stops when you get a first down. I want to try to keep as much time on this clock for my offense to operate, knowing that we could push the ball down the field. So even if I have to burn all my timeouts right now, trying to get the ball back from Wake Forest.
Because again, the clock stops under 2 minutes at the end of the first half and the end of the game. In the fourth quarter, they go to the old college rules. After every first down, they stop to reset the chains. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Maryland Payne with you here from Palo Alto. Another good one for us. It feels like every week we come down to the wire in these games. And another one of those in the ACC.
3rd and 4 from the 5-yard line. I would play some kind of zone defense if I'm Stanford and really force Hank Bachmeier to, if he's going to throw it, to fit it in a tight window.
They can get the first down at the 1. 3rd and 4. High snap. Bachmeier under pressure, throws it over the head of Cameron Height. Incomplete. And that stops the clock on 4th and 4. So Matthew Dennis will come out for the field goal attempt.
Great job by Bernadelle, inside linebacker for Stanford, triggering late and putting some pressure on Bachmeier, not allowing him to set his feet right in the middle of your screen zero, coming downhill, not really allowing Bachmeier to set his feet and throw a more accurate ball.
Would you have run it there?
That's what they've done all season. So a bit unconventional. They've been very vanilla in the red area running the football.
23-yard attempt is up and good. And it saves Stanford a timeout. They have 2 here, trailing by 3 with 1:48 to go.
I think the Damon Claiborne injury hurts you right there in that situation. If you're Wake Forest, you got to do some things a little bit different. Take Carney, a good running back as well. But Damon Claiborne gives you that explosive playmaking ability.
And we've seen with Damon Claiborne, he hides behind the line and then zips right through the crease every single time, it seems like.
Allows the defense to suck up and get about 2 feet away from him, and then he's able to really accelerate and pull away from defenders.
So for Stanford, if they elect to get into field goal range, if they can get there, Emmett Kenny, we asked Troy Taylor yesterday, how far do you trust him? And he said about 52 to 54. So keep an eye on that.
So I already missed one today. If I'm Stanford, I'm thinking touchdown though, George.
Oh, of course.
I'm taking my shots, right? Double moves. I gotta find Iomanner some way, somehow, and give him a shot.
Carlson kicks it over the head of Bachmeier, and Stanford will begin their next drive at their own 25-yard line. Ashton Daniels has done a great job in relief today. Daniels 20 of 24, 185 yards, a touchdown, and 1 interception.
2 series ago, this team had a 15-play drive, and they operated with the 2-minute drill. I love when teams go to that because they're usually your staple plays, your day 1 plays that your quarterback is the most comfortable running. If I'm Stanford, I got to be thinking about staying at the line of scrimmage and trying to really run this Wake Forest defense.
Empty set for Daniels. With time, finds Iomanner. Breaks some tackles and dragging defenders to the 40-yard line. A 15-yard gain. And that's the guy you got to target as many times as you can.
2-minute drill. You want that positive play. Io Minor gives them a positive, explosive catch. Great job by him.
Spread the field again for Stanford. Again to Io Manor. And he gets to the 44-yard line. Mull and Anderson brought him down after the 4-yard gain. Clock is rolling.
Ashton Daniels has really been throwing the ball with touch in the middle of the field today on those slant routes. Another great throw.
Daniels to Io Manor again. And Io Manor will have the first down to the 48-yard line in Wake territory. An 8-yard gain.
3 for 3 to Io Manor.
I mean, listen, would you throw to anybody else?
He does such a tremendous job with his concentration when the football's in the air.
Jackson Mull on Io Manor. Io Manor again, 4th straight pass, this time to the 45, a 3-yard gain, and they're picking on Mull at the moment. Io Manor, 11 targets, 11 receptions. There's the kicker, Emmett Kenny.
At some point, I would try to get either a double move for Io Manor or try to find Mosley on the other side as you've somewhat lowered this defense to sleep right now, going at Io Manor 4 times in a row on this drive so far.
Stanford has not led in this game. Under a minute, 2nd and 8. And a flag, free play, over shoots Bachmeier there, incomplete.
What I would like to see Ashton do is take a
Offside.
shot there.
Defense, number 30. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Sheen Davis.
Tiger Bachmeier was running a deep out route. What I would have liked to see Ashton Daniels do is find your go route. Emmett Mosley at the bottom of the screen was running a go route. That's the ball I want to see him throw in that situation, by him just recognizing that Wake Forest had jumped offside.
Because you have a free play. 10th penalty for Wake, 90 yards on those penalties. Empty backfield. Daniels pump fakes. This time he takes the shot. Can't haul it in. A little too far for him. And again, Jackson Mull in coverage.
Typically don't see those two miss, especially on the double moves. Io Manor has been incredible this year with going up and getting balls that are not necessarily the most accurate. This one just a little too out.
He had Mull beat. That's the first misconnection with those two today. And look at Daniels. He knew he had him. 3rd and 3. Daniels. He's going to run for it. And he has it.
Good job of Daniels recognizing Wake Forest is only rushing 3. Moving the chains.
Stops the clock for the moment. Now it's moving. Daniels moving quickly with plenty of time. Now here comes the pressure. He's running towards the pressure and throws it out of bounds. Mosley in the area. Wisely throws it away. Combs with the pressure on the play.
Yeah, great job by Ashton Daniels finally burning that play and giving up on it, firing it out of bounds. I would huddle up right here, let the big fellas up front, catch their breath.
Yeah, I would imagine you can relate to those guys in these scenarios.
Yeah, 2-minute drill. You got to dig deep, but sometimes you're just like, man, can we get a huddle somewhere? So I like Stanford huddling up, giving everybody really a breath, and now let's go convert. Let's be more explosive. Let's give everything we got.
It would be a 53-yard attempt from here. Pump fake for Daniels. Lofts one for Io Manor. Oh, and it's intercepted by Nick Anderson. Wow! Wake Forest with the huge turnover to seal this one. A painful moment for Ashton Daniels. The 4th turnover of the game.
Yeah, he's got to see Nick Anderson over the top, cheating over. I think what Ashton Daniels has done today has been really, really good for that young man, but he's got to be able to manipulate Nick Anderson a little bit more and hold him in the middle of the field.
Only 3 men rushing. They dropped 8.
Nick Anderson comes up with the interception, but Jackson Mull does a great job of getting his hands on Io Manor and disrupting the timing.
Victory formation for Hank Bachmeier. In the Bachmeier Bowl, getting the victory over his brother Tiger. And that'll do it. Wake Forest. Wait, not yet. Timeout, Stanford.
Stanford.
They're going to use it.
Their second. 30 seconds.
I mean, you're just going to keep kneeling it here. There's no reason to run a play if you're Wake Forest.
Yeah, they only have one more timeout. Great job by Wake Forest. They started off the season 0-2 in close games. Now today, they're going to be 3-0 in those close games, really turning this thing around.
Well, we talked about it. They have been good in October. 14-5 since 2020 in October. They're 2-1 at the moment and trying to finish off this one to go 3-1 in the month of October this year.
Yeah, defense really coming up big.
And another timeout for Stanford. Might as well. You can't take him home.
Timeout.
Can't keep them. They'll
Stanford,
roll over to win next week.
Final. 30 seconds.
It's been different ways that we've seen this Wake Forest team find success. If you're Coach Dave Clawson, you got to really appreciate what your team did today. Earlier, we talked about the UVA game and giving up the fourth quarter lead and having a chance to win it on a 2-minute drive and just not finding success, ultimately fumbling on that. The Louisiana game, the missed field goal on the last play of the game to send it into overtime. So you got to love how your team finished today if you're head coach Dave Clawson.
He said one play here, one play there. They could have been 5-2. They could have been 2-5, and that'll do it. They will go to 4-4, that's for sure. That's what their record will be now. Dave Clawson told us that this is a resilient bunch. You kind of alluded to it. That tough loss against Louisiana, bounce back against NC State. Tough loss against Clemson, bounce back against UConn. And it looked like it was going to be a dire situation here. Yep. And in game,